Yes, guys, welcome back to That's Offside. We're halfway through the Premier League season, so we thought we'd build our Premier League team of the season so far. With us, we've got Shaun and Stephen, Lee and Laurence. Let's get started. So, guys, we're going to go for goalkeeper first. Who are we putting into that team of the season so far?
Talk to Lee.
Yeah, I've got to put David Rowe in here. We've
Yeah.
got to put him up there, like most clean sheets. And I think been very, very consistent. One of the most consistent players in the Arsenal team so far this season. I don't think anybody's really been that consistent. You could put Vicario in it if you want, but other than that, I don't think there's been a real standout goalkeeper.
I think it's a bit of obviously Raya's been exceptional for the past couple of years and I think he's a top keeper, but in terms of the season, I think most of Arsenal's defensive kind of contributions have been from the centre midfield and defence, and I feel like not having the shots on target isn't really testing Raya. Not to say that Raya's not capable of saving these shots, because I think he is probably the best goalkeeper in the league if tested, but I think we can give some props to even the Sunderland goalkeeper like Rofers. He's actually got a lot of shots sent at him this season. Maybe not necessarily the most testing, but I feel like his positional awareness for a keeper is actually making most of the saves a bit more comfortable than what it is, than what he might actually be tested with. So I think positional awareness is always underrated as a goalkeeper stuff, because people are like, oh, he hasn't had to dive that far, but sometimes positional awareness is what you have to have, and I think he's done quite well.
I'd be silly as a City fan not to mention Donnarumma. He's had a massive impact on City in terms of the structure of the defence, the confidence, and he's been a bit better in the air than expected, to be honest. And his shot stopping's been excellent. He has flapped a couple of times from corners, but he's definitely been he's definitely been much better than Ederson at shot stopping. We've noticed that. Of course, distribution's a little bit different, but that shot of like seniority and experience has been a real boost for City as the team transition away from it. But I've got to admit, Raya has been excellent. But I think people are slightly overlooking Donnarumma.
Did anyone disagree that Raya gets that spot?
Not really. I wouldn't mind putting him in.
No.
It's a great goal. He seems to be, I think he's hitting another level as well.
Yeah. I think he's the best keeper in the league.
He's the best keeper this season in the league.
So Raya gets the goalkeeper spot. We're going to go to left back now. Any shouts early on?
I want to shout your guys out, because I think Marc Cucurella has been fantastic this season.
Yeah, left back. I think Cucurella has been probably one of the best left backs in Europe, let alone the Premier League, for the past year and a half or so, since he was linked to Man United, and we kept him on board. And maybe not necessarily the greatest going forward in terms of like crossing wise and stuff like that. Scored some goals towards the end of last season. I think he's one of our top goal scorers, but just defensively, he's just a nuisance. He's constantly at the wingers, touch tight when he's up against people. Not many people get the beating of him. Like some of the best only just get one moments in games, and don't get me wrong, that could be a defining moment. Saka had one at the Bridge recently, but predominantly for most of the game, he locks down wingers. So I think he's probably up there with a shout.
Yeah, we did a video together recently, and the debate was O'Reilly or Cucurella, and I think they probably are two of the standouts right now. And O'Reilly, a name most people aren't familiar with. I'm not just doing name the City guy because you're a City fan, but O'Reilly has been genuinely one of our best players this season. A young lad who was a midfielder who's turned into left back, got man of the match at the Bernabeu, had a few assists, scored a couple of goals as well. Just remarkably consistent for a guy who didn't know the position until 18 months ago. Really impressive season. Got into the England squad, probably will end up starting for England at the World Cup if he carries on this trajectory. I think Cucurella's been excellent. I agree. I think he probably would even be starting the season. If Pep had Cucurella, we tried to sign him, he'd probably be starting ahead of O'Reilly. So I think that instance, I think Cucurella's probably a fair shout.
He has got to be a shout for your guys as well.
Yeah, of course, Calafiori's not coming to Stanley for us, but I also think, one that I think would be there if it weren't for he's only just come back into the side is Lewis at Newcastle. I think he's been outstanding since he's actually but he hasn't had enough game time.
No, I agree.
Yeah.
Callum's a centre midfielder as well that's dropped into a left back position.
Unreal, isn't it? But Calafiori this season has gone above what I actually thought we could do, really. Like, he's been outstanding, probably been, him and Tim have probably been the best two, really, I agree.
Laurence Kirkus?
Yeah, I think he's been good in the last couple of games.
Certainly a footballer.
Everyone prop their players, but we got to Laurence.
I've never had a Spurs fan banter me about fullbacks, but that's incredible.
It's a hard time.
You've done really well there.
So who are we going for that left back position then? Who's going to concede the point?
Maybe Laurence should choose, given that he's got the Pity Kirkus belt right now. Yeah.
Well, I might get accused of bias, but I think it's Cucurella. So far for me, I think Calafiori's been great, but I think consistency-wise, I've really enjoyed what Cucurella's done, and I think he's really put his stamp on that position.
Okay, cool. We'll go over to the right back position next then. Who are we going to go for?
Jeremy Frimpong has definitely locked that one down.
You got 4 options.
Yeah, we lost one.
Or equally as mid as the other. So.
Salah tracks back. I mean, again, it's kind of between you guys, isn't it? I swear, because I think Gusto's been great for you as well.
Yeah, he's been decent, but I don't think there's been anybody better than Timber.
See, I agree with that. I think Timber is. You've got a lot of players that people don't acknowledge how good they are. Like, it's only this season people have started talking about Declan Rice as world class, and I feel like he's actually been very high for a long time. And then I think the same with Timber, right? Like, Timber's he's so good.
Also, I have to say, like, from the injury that he got as well, like, you know, we can talk about other players that have come back, but since he's had that injury, he's been consistently in the team as well. Availability, sometimes there's a few players you can bring in there, like Reece James, you know, the availability is not quite there that it is with him, like, you know, week in, week out, and not just, he can play anywhere across the back four as well. But this season, I just think I think he's been Arsenal's best player. So if you know, you're looking at our best defence, and if our best defender can't get in it, there's a little bit of a...
Looking a bit outside the big team bubble, I think we'd be remiss not to mention Daniel Muniz at Palace. I think he's been excellent. Yeah, he's been fantastic. He was City's forward in the side in the FA Cup final. He was fantastic against us, and he's carried it on to this season. Like, I know he spends so much time essentially as a right winger because he gets so high up the pitch, but Glasner's been fantastic in how he sort of transformed him at a pretty late stage of his career into this brilliant, all energy, all attacking right back, a very 20-25 take on the role. And yeah, I think he's brilliant. I don't think Palace are anywhere near as high up the table without his energy. And Klein's a good player, but he's not the same as Muniz, and I think they've missed him recently. So I think he's a good shout.
I also think you've got a little shout out for Matt Cash as well, like, because he's scored against Arsenal, he scored against City.
His pass against us as well for the goal.
Oh yeah, that part. Yeah, he's been right up there this season.
I didn't expect it, but Nunes has genuinely been a good right back this season. I don't think he's been the best, but I've been really impressed with how he's improved. Honestly, like, a few beautiful assists as well, and learning a role which is so unfamiliar to him. And he's become a genuinely good option for us. I think Timber has been better, admittedly, and I think I'd probably still just about Munoz, but he's definitely in the top few, which has surprised me.
That's what's kind of made this list so hard, is actually that, you know, Arsenal, Chelsea have been really good, City have been fantastic. There have been other players who've done stuff for mid-table sides. And mid-table, by the way, this season isn't that far off calling 10 teams a top 4 team this season.
Well, there's 3 points separating arguably 4th to 10th, but it's just, with Munoz, it's more of a system thing. Obviously, like we said, he gets forward, and a lot of his contributions are the fact that he plays right wing back in a back 5. That's why I always kind of favour the back 4 kind of right backs. Obviously, Reece James hasn't been able to play. The thing is, Reece James is availability-wise is not there this season, but at the same time, when he plays, but like even at centre midfield, like what he does at centre midfield, he kind of does it right back anyway. Like, he inverts into midfield and he does what he does anyway in midfield. So I would always fight a case for Reece James, not so much Malo Gusto, but just Reece James is just quality. But in terms of this season, when Arsenal did sign Timber, I thought he was already worldy when they first signed him, let alone the fact that he's put up a consistent year and a half of top form. So for me, I would go Timber.
Okay, so we started strong. We're going to try and fly through these next 2 centre-backs. Who are we going to go for?
Saliba's got to be there, right? Or Gabriel. Is it Gabriel or Saliba you got to choose? I mean, you probably want both.
You can nominate.
If you choose one first.
You know, Gabriel would get it, but he's been out for a little while now, hasn't he? Like, you know what I mean? So, yeah, listen, Saliba's world class. He's world class. So, you know, I'm privileged to watch him every week, and he's not played the last couple of games, and you can see Arsenal not been quite as good. As soon as he comes back, he's a Rolls Royce of a defender.
Well, if you're picking the right-sided centre-back, at least it creates a bit of balance anyway for the other one, because I think the other one is categorically Mark Guehi.
I agree.
And he plays left centre-half, so yeah. Because if you was going to say Gabriel, I'm like, well, then we've got 2 left-sided centre-backs, really.
It's really one of my only chances to get a Liverpool player in there as well. So, yeah, Mark Guehi, I think.
He's been linked to everyone recently, hasn't he? Man City.
Combs has had a great season at
That's
Villa.
a great shout. That's what made it so hard.
Lindelof's actually not been too bad beside him either, to be honest.
No,
both of them as a
yeah.
pair have been quite good, to be fair. So
I think Vardiel and Diaz have both had 7 out of 10 seasons, but not 8 or 9. So as good as they are as a pair, I don't think they've had their most
No
impressive.
Spurs. You want to chat from Romero or something?
Oh, we've got him on that left side. I think Mickey van der Ven is a different type.
He
of
is very
Start of
good.
the season, there probably was.
But I do think recently in the last 3-4 games.
Do you think you've conceded a few too many goals? Would you say is that a problem for Spurs?
Anyway, we'll get on.
What about Ballard? as well?
I
You
do
can't give me the
agree.
Kirk stuff and not expect it back. Come on.
I do agree. I do think that we were set up at the start of the season to be hard to break down, and I think because we have such a lack of attacking threat right now, it is just attack after. You saw it at Forest at the weekend. It was every time the ball went forward, we didn't really create anything, and it does put a massive pressure on our back line to consistently defend when we do win the ball back. Nothing's created in front of them. So yeah, I do think Mickey and Romero have had a tough time recently.
But we do have to give a big shout out to the Sunderland back line, because considering that they just come up, the amount of goals they've conceded at this halfway mark, you would have never have put them up there in the below 20s. Like they're in the 16 or 17 goals conceded, or I don't even know how many goals it is, but they have done really well as a back line collectively.
I think again though, what we're seeing is here we're picking players who, I mean, Sunderland aren't playing a low block, but you'd say in a lot of games they play slightly more defensive and then break out. And to be fair to them, they've put a few people to the sword this year, so I don't underrate them. But I think all the players we've picked there are all the technically proficient. Like, wow, that guy is world class level. And I think my main point would be it's hard to pick a City centre back / whatever you want to call that for Pep, because of the person who sat right in front of him. And I think that's Nico Gonzalez, who's been just next level.
I think he's been fantastic. He's been our season falls apart about him because Rodri's not available, Kovacic's not available, and the fact that we are, as we're recording this, second and in a title race is because Nico Gonzalez has stepped up wonderfully for us. I'm more of an eye test guy, but you can't ignore when you get involved in what we do, chatting about football, you get dragged into the stats, and he's right up there at the top of all the metrics, be it 1 or 2 with Anderson at Forest, be it being passing completions, duels won, headers won, all that kind of stuff. He's been sort of quietly a rock from Manchester City. He's not Rodri, because Rodri is sort of 1-on-1, but Nico Gonzalez, for me, is absolutely in this conversation. I mean, if I was to put someone who is currently fit alongside him, I'd probably choose Declan Rice. I understand you probably bring Caicedo into this conversation, which is also an incredibly good shout. I think you'd be remiss not to mention Elliot Anderson, who's done things this season that no one's literally ever done. Like in terms of statistically, where he's completed 10 passes forward and 10 challenges, and no one's ever done that in the Premier League in one game, and over 100 passes completed for Forest. In a game, Elliot Anderson's been fantastic. I think midfield this year there's a lot of standout names where it's going to be a lot harder to separate than maybe the centre backs or full backs.
We need 3. Do you think Gonzalez is good enough to be in this team so far?
It's very hard for me to take my blue tinted specs off, because I also appreciate that Declan Rice is playing at a phenomenal level. I mean, when he's one on the forward line, I cannot see past Phil Foden. So I've nailed down the Foden slot in my head. I understand that these two. Good luck with the best attacking field in the league.
He's near enough every single City player in most positions.
Okay, we'll go
I mean, we are second in the league, so
is Rice in everyone's team?
I think he has to be Declan Rice.
I think so, but I think Zubimendi deserves a
I was
shout
just
in there
about
as
to
well.
say that Zubimendi has got to have a shout. Declan Rice is just Declan Rice, but Zubimendi has been the standout player for me. I didn't think he was going to be as good as what he is, and the way he dictates the games for us and been outstanding for us, But we can't have every Arsenal player.
The thing is, I think it's a systematic thing, because what are we going? If we really wanted to pick a 6, the best 6 in the league is Caicedo, and it's not a bias. It's just the best 6 in the league is Caicedo. If you're talking about systems and how Arsenal play, they play 6-8-10, and Zubimendi is that ball progressor where they say that Rice can't do that from the 6 role, which is why they've had Partey come in there, which is why they've had Zubimendi come in there, and it's allowed Rice to do what he does, going box to box. But if you're going to have a defensive midfielder in there, I know Declan Rice is known for his defensive, more-sided contributions in midfield. Obviously not from set pieces with corners and stuff, but in terms of his in-game play, it's more defensive-sided and recovering and winning the ball and winning tackles and being dominant. But if he's an 8, and if we're talking about DM...
Declan Rice to me is an 8 now.
Oh, no, he's an 8, and if he's in there, you need to have a DM in there. And if you're going to have a DM, I just can't see how you... There's a lot of great midfielders this season that have performed very well, but as a 6, I just can't see past
Caicedo better than Anderson?
Yeah,
I'm not so sure.
Elliot Anderson for me is also quite...
It's hard to fair because we haven't seen.
He's a bit of a hothead, isn't he?
But then Anderson plays 8 as well. Anderson at Forest plays 8. Really? He's a
slightly
ball.
more progressive. He's a bit more progressive. Than
He's a bit
Caicedo,
more
but
progressive, but he's
almost more similar to Wharton, almost in a like his impact on the game.
Yeah, you're right.
To be fair,
Adam Walton, that's a great shout.
Bruno
That's a great shout.
Guimaraes has had an exceptional season in
Well,
midfield.
let's not get too far ahead of ourselves.
But he's
playing
playing well.
midfield as well. You know what I mean? Villa, like,
We're not talking about Bruno Fernandes or any of these other players that are playing after be playing in the 8. But
And
Bruno
we've not
Fernandes has
even
been
really.
exceptional.
I know it's weird to bring him in, but Szoboszlai has had a fantastic season for Liverpool. He's been an 8 or 9 out of 10 in a lot of games where the rest of the team have been 5.
He's been the shining light for you.
He's been the only shining light for us this season.
Well, when they've
apart
turned
from-
away from Salah, they've brought in Szoboszlai to go in and fill in on that right-hand side kind of.
He's definitely got that ability, and I think in the games that Liverpool have played without Salah, Szoboszlai has shone again, and I think he's a real key in unlocking those other world-class players in the side, to be honest.
So let's try and lock in a defensive midfielder before we have a discussion about the attacking side. Who are we locking in to be that 6? Caicedo?
I can't see it not be Caicedo.
It is tricky not to say Caicedo, but I do. Can we do the defensive guy last and work out who the other two?
okay, let's go.
Because he's going to talk about Foden being in the 10.
How can Foden not be in the 10? Like, I mean that seriously. He's got 7 goals in the Premier League this season. He's got 3 assists, I think, as well, or 2
Because
assists.
he's only just turned up.
I mean, he was good
just
at
about
stats. That's
turn
not
up.
true though. He was in terms of goal stats, sure, but before that he was genuinely good. I'm not just saying that. He was good beforehand, and now he's found the goal scoring form, and he's going to end this season with the Premier League 15, 20 goals. Is the way he's going right now, and it's the quality
Mid-season
as well.
team of the season, though. Isn't it?
We've got to base it on stats so far.
Well, basically, that's so
Because
far.
Ekitike is going to be top
Isn't
scorer.
Like,
Like,
third or
we
fourth
can't do it
top goal
that
scorer in the
way.
Premier League.
Because Bruno Fernandes up until this stage has been literally the
I'm
only
checking
man
Premier League
that's
top scorers, by
carrying
the way,
Man
as I do
United.
this.
Like Man United, he's literally carrying them.
Well, I was going to say Fernandes is got to be in there with a shout. Like Foden's fantastic, but he's only played for the last month and a half.
My problem with Fernandes is also he does fade in some games, and I think there's very high expectations for him.
Foden's joint 3rd goal scorer in the Premier League, top goal scorer, by the way.
Who's above him?
Thiago and Haaland, that's it.
So
He's got the same amount as Ekitike.
But that's what I'm saying. But that's kind of my point.
Still joint 3rd, mate.
But that
Players
is kind of my point here. I think he's having a big attacking influence.
But he's getting like 7
goals,
a
but
game and
he-
creating things
yeah,
as
but
well.
he's-
Like, the amount of,
but how many assists has he
he's
got?
ran more than anyone else in the Premier League as well. Like he's
So he's got
Well,
3
he's
assists,
run
but then
more than-
but Bruno's
But
got
that's
5
great,
goals,
though.
7 assists. So he's got 12 goal contributions compared to 10.
I've got to try and get Morgan
Foden's
Rogers in this side
remarkable
somewhere.
to see.
I was thinking Morgan Rogers definitely deserves a shout for this.
Oh, he definitely deserves a shout. But there's so
Good
many
enough
players.
to get a place?
By the way, we've gone all the way through this midfield, and we've not mentioned Granit Xhaka, but he's obviously not
Yes.
a 6, an 8, or a 10
Yes.
for any of
No, he's a great
our
outside
combined
shot. He
sides.
doesn't make this
But
team,
he
I don't
deserves a
Honourable mention.
Honourable
I think he's
mention.
one of the most influential signings somehow.
Ex-Arsenal as well. Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely. But that's what I'm saying, because it's like we all just go towards the top-sided teams and the top-sided players.
Usually the better players are there, to be fair. Usually.
But the massive impact on teams, like for Sunderland, hence why they're probably so good defensively, that Xhaka just brings that stability into that side.
Balance.
And balance, so yeah.
But I like this Elliot Anderson shout, and I think you were right. You were so right that I think, Steve, Elliot Anderson should go ahead of Foden.
A big, as a 10.
We need to start locking these answers in.
Because we all agree.
We
that
need to
we're
go
playing-
Caicedo.
Borderline childish not to put Foden on this side. I think there's stats.
No.
I think it is. I mean,
Oh
Arsenal
my
fans hate Foden. I
gosh.
know that. A lot of Arsenal fans hate.
I'm Chelsea and I'm telling you Bruno Fernandes. I hate Man United.
It's not.
Right.
It's not Fernandes, it's
Bruno,
Foden.
or say, I'm narrowing it down to 2. Bruno or Fernandes. If you're...
Bruno or
That's
Fernandes.
not fair.
Or Fernandes.
Sorry, Fernandes or
Wow.
Foden.
That's not a choice.
Who are you going for?
It's Foden.
Foden, who would you go for? Shaun.
I would agree. I'll allow Foden.
Foden.
Fernandes and
Fernandes.
Foden. I'm going to go for it. But
I think it's bad not to
I'm
put
still
Anderson
saying
in this
Morgan
team.
Rogers gets in
Yeah,
front
but
of...
what in the 10?
Rogers is not bad.
But I'm arguing not to play a
You're
10.
just saying no
What
10.
about purple patches? Rogers is
That's
way
understandable.
more patch,
But
Rogers gets over Foden for me.
I just
But
think
that
I
is
think
more purple patchy than Foden by a long
So
way.
I think Rogers, just where Villa are in his achievement at Villa, feels bigger than what Foden is
Doesn't
doing.
mean
If
it's
that
better,
makes
though,
sense.
does it?
But that's not what I'm saying. But that's the
And Villa
whole
are
point I'm
Villa
making.
have Champions League club for 2 years now, so it's not like they're not like these tiny little minnows. They are minnows.
Yeah, but
They're
they're
a big
not in the
side,
same
these-
way. Being in the Champions League and being in the Champions League is two different things. I think
No, it's not.
No, it is.
They're legit.
Right, okay. I'll tell you what we're going to do. we are going to go to the front three. And whilst we're also discussing the front three, make sure that you have your definite number 6 and number 10
can we just
answers.
do the 6? I think the 6 is clear.
Still vote.
Well, we said Anderson as well. Right, Caicedo.
I'm going Caicedo 6.
Who you going, Laurence, for 6?
I'm going Anderson.
I'm going Anderson.
I'm going Anderson for fun as well. Anderson.
Right, Anderson, there you go. Caicedo's just been knocked out.
Chelsea fans are absolutely going crazy right now.
Knocked out of his team. Go on, whilst we're here, 10, who are we going for? Or are we going for another...
So we go for an English midfield of the World Cup.
Damn right, Brexit football, we're going for it. We're getting Foden there.
Who is going in this team? Because we can't agree.
No,
Can we put
Foden's
Jude Bellingham in there?
like-
Is that the way we can do that?
He's creating he's creating like absurd amount of chances. He's got this third top goal scorer in the Premier League. We know how good he is as well in terms of his overall quality. He's not this like what Foden's showing right now is his level that we all know is an absurd high. The quality of his goals as well.
Do you know what? You find so hot. Foden's in there.
There's
You
such
find.
high-
It's not that we
tap-ins.
disagree. It's just
They're
I
not
want a bit of
penalties.
diversity in the side.
Yes, guys, hope you're enjoying the show. And whilst I've got you, make sure to check out our sponsors, Bet442, and their sign-up options on the screen and in the description. T's and C's apply. 18 plus. Please gamble responsibly. Okay, we're going to go to left wing. We're going to go for left wing.
There's one name for me. but
Yes, very easily. Place of Bournemouth.
There you go, Semenyo.
Yeah.
Would anyone disagree?
The other option is
We'll have is Doku.
That's the other option.
What?
But it is the other option. Doku's the other option.
What, is he going to be a Man City fan? Is it a Man City player, is
It's
it?
not my fault we're full of great players. I didn't give you I didn't argue much for the defence.
You're not great players because you're not up there in the league.
I mean, we're second.
Yeah, but you're only just about from
The
Arsenal's
mighty
mishaps in the past
Arsenal
couple of
side
weeks.
is barely tipping City right now. So we're obviously full of great players,
Right, so Menyo, is he going in there?
Yeah, I think it's
I
obvious.
think- does go
Perfect.
in
We've
there,
got
yeah.
one
Again,
secure.
another good chance to put a Liverpool
Oh,
player in
when
there.
you're going about like assists and all that, and like he does with Foden, what about Trossard? He's been outstanding.
I think Trossard is one of those. I think Trossard's the most
Underrated.
underrated player in the Premier League.
Lots of assists, lots of goals. We've got Foden on the team on that.
So Trossard striker. We're all agreed, guys.
That's it. I'll go with him, mate. He's been fantastic.
But Trossard has stepped up in big moments, and I think that is the key. Is you need that guy. More than that, I think he's on the bench for sure.
He just happens to get mentioned. Right, we'll move over to the right-hand side.
Yeah, I thought he was going to go Jokeris. All right, so.
This is probably the most debatable one in terms of form-wise across the league. I don't think there's been any massively standout right wingers this season.
Please.
Go on, say
not
it. 'Cause
allowed
we know
to.
it's coming to you.
It's going to be a
You
six-game.
are.
It's going to be a six-game piece of form, and it's going to be Ryan Cherky.
The most assists in the Premier League. And literally a goal or assist every 49 minutes in the Premier League. It's ridiculous. He's the most talented footballer in the Premier League.
Yeah, but a goal or assist based on minutes played.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. To be that good in your first season.
It
you
is.
do like the amount of chances he's so far ahead of everyone else.
He's so
It's a
watchable.
different Man City when I'm watching it. Like,
Which one are you watching then, mate?
I don't know. Like,
I think you're in the Arsenal bubble there, mate. I mean, that in a nice
didn't
way.
see much of him at the Emirates. Or was he playing right back or double up at right
I mean, it was
back?
like his
You know what
second
I mean?
game
Like,
of the season, I think, wasn't it?
He's good at this, but you're good at this as well. Go on, fire one back.
I'm not
Bottle
having it.
merchants. That'll do. I don't know. No, Shirky's ridiculous, but I mean, I
Turkey
don't-
is a mate. Like he's so
absurd.
watchable as well. I think there's a few honourable mentions there. I'm a bit gutted that Pedro Neto's not getting in this team, to be honest. I think
He's
he's
not
been
good
good
enough,
for
though.
Chelsea.
I don't necessarily think he's that good.
You, the Chelsea fan.
I'm a
Yeah,
Chelsea
yeah,
fan.
yeah.
I don't
You would
know.
have said. You would have said Esteban, wouldn't you? You have said as an honorary mention.
100%. Because I
especially
can't
future
argue.
talent.
Yeah, because I can't. Yeah, because I think he scored one goal. I think maybe in the Premier League. But it's just we haven't been able to see him enough. But like that's why it's like I want to give credit to maybe players that have played most of the season so far. I don't think Cherky's played considerably great throughout the whole of the season, and I don't think he's played that many games. So how many games has he played?
Well, he was injured for 2 months.
That's what I mean. So it's like
It's not his fault, to be fair.
Well, if
He's
he
still
was
top.
injured.
No, I know.
Let's
No,
just
but that's
assume he would have been amazing then for those 2 months.
Does that not make his
I'm
accomplishments
putting it
even
out
more
there.
remarkable?
He hasn't
though?
been at his best this season, but
Who has? Sorry.
Saka, it
Yeah.
would always get in
yeah,
my
because it's the
team.
predominant.
I mean, it should be your guys, shouldn't it? It should be Salah and Saka easy.
Salah's
but I
been
don't think
great.
he has.
We need to
Salah's
choose
been
one.
great in
Who
the
we
media.
choose him for that right-hand side?
I would choose Saka personally.
Yeah, he's. I'll be really honest. He hasn't been at his best, but he's still got great numbers.
Right, going
what's-
two for
what-
Saka already.
But I do appreciate Cherky's because that's what
Been
I'm
out for
saying.
2
We're,
months.
we're
I think
finally
he'll-
we're finally in a position where we actually can favour the City player but he's had so many shouts.
But we're about to enter another position where we will favour the City player.
We're second.
Are you
one guy
going
in the
to
team.
Saka as well for the right side?
Only because I
City
think
have the best attack, by the way,
I think
in the
it's
league.
crazy to not have more Arsenal players in this side, considering how good they've been this season. And obviously, the chant that they do, you guys do that chant, it's finally relevant. You are the best team in the world right now, the greatest team the world's ever seen. Not ever, but good.
Well, who is their best attacker? It is Saka.
Saka's going on that right-hand side.
It's a great rhyme as well, isn't it?
Sean, that
Who is
does.
the best attacker?
I was going to say, just for the camera, by the way, whatever this is, they're going to regret this.
No, I think I will.
Shirky breaks the assist record.
But
next
guys,
season.
that's a threat.
Shirky will get in
That's
there,
a
I
threat.
think, maybe.
Yeah. We'll all regret it, and I'll hug you all down.
Yeah.
Right, before we put Isak in that team, is there anyone else that we think has got an honourable mention to go up top?
Boy.
Ekatike's got a
Yeah.
Ekatike's got to.
Yeah.
Not
It's almost like you
because
should do
not
like
because
Sam
of just that.
Haaland 11,
Laurence.
shouldn't you? Because it's like Haaland's like it should be like a team without Haaland to give everyone else a chance, basically.
The amount of players that we've been able to mention and have to argue over, the fact that we had to put in Saka, it's like, you know, in a certain position, you're just like,
Which is the wrong
he
one.
isn't the greatest of all. Like, he hasn't been great this season, but we've had to put him in there because we're doing right wing. There's so many players that have performed well that deserve to be in this team.
You could
but
actually,
because
like,
there's players in there.
like Rodgers could even play like.
Yeah.
I was going to say, you could have put Rodgers as a shout in there. Or you could have said, you could have done close to what a Premier... 4-3-3 isn't really this season's shape, is it?
Yeah, it hasn't been.
So we're
Not
sort of
performance-wise,
retrofitting people in. Right wing has sort of become a bit of a weird position for a lot of players to play.
We're just underperforming players. Cole Palmer's been moved from right to attacking midfield and he's not there now. He's been playing in the 10. Saka's not performed well. Salah's not performed well. So it's just more of the fact that they haven't performed to the top level of what they're known for.
The second best wing in the league this year is Doku after Semenyo. He is. But the stats are all that show that. You put Semenyo on the right if you wanted to, and Doku on the left.
Who are we going for as a
I'm
number
not
9?
doing that.
Who are
I
we
know
going
you
for?
are.
I'm not doing it.
Who are we going
You're the
for
best
as our
attacker in the
9?
league, by
Who
the
are we
way.
going
City
for
are
as
the
our
best in
9?
the
Our
league.
wingers are locked in.
Can't
Haaland.
anybody but Haaland. This
I mean,
guy,
it has
anybody
to.
but Haaland.
Like, he's the
No,
best
it's-
player in the
it's-
league.
it's gotta be Haaland.
So Ekatike is just going to get completely overlooked here, guys. I think
Nah.
Ekatike has been fantastic. But
Yeah, he
it's-
has.
He's
he's
matched
No,
up.
it's just Haaland. You can't argue.
Yeah, you can't.
He's just, you
He's
know,
prolific.
He's unbelievable.
Yeah.
And his just game has developed so massively this season
Yeah,
in terms
it
of the
has.
build-up play and his link-up play, where he was like questioned for his link-up play in previous years. He's definitely
He's
developed.
way more watchable.
Yeah. And it's just his first time finishing. It's very underrated. People don't see him as a clinical striker like that. They just think him as a brute, fast, stridey kind of player, dominant in the air.
He can score.
But
He
he
wasn't
can
in the air.
score.
He was terrible in the air, actually.
Yeah, but
know when you're
that's
at
what I mean,
game,
and he's developed that.
You know
score
when
ahead,
you're when you're at games and like or you're travelling or whatever and it comes up Man City are 1-0 up. You just know it's Haaland.
Yeah.
You know it's him.
You don't do that with any other team. It could be Saka, it could be someone else.
And obviously
It's just
Turkey to
Haaland.
assist him.
You know what I mean?
Okay, so guys, that was our team of the season so far. Let us know in the comment section below if you agree. Also, don't forget to check out our sponsors, Bet442. Their sign-up options are on the screen and in the link in the description below.